Hi everyone! So in today's class, we are making it a little bit different. So I think a lot of us, if not most of us, are working from home at the moment and maybe for a foreseeable future. So we'll do, this class is focused on doing stretches or movements that you can do while you're in your live or online meeting with your video on. So meaning that you have to, there's not much that we can do, but there's still some movements we can do while we are seated. So why is it important? So even if you are in a 1 hour or 2 hour meeting, you won't feel like you'll be sluggish or you're just sedentary. So it's important for us to still do some movements even while you're in that meeting. So enjoy. So when you're in your meeting, and if it's a long meeting, you'll probably find yourself in a position or in a posture where your body is starting to sort of slouch while you're trying to look your best in front of your live meeting. Maybe your lower back will start to, round, or you're trying to extend the feet as much as you can just to find that comfortable seated position. So for this first round, we're going to do a few exercises or stretches that you can do if you cannot turn off your video while in your meeting. Okay, so you'll most likely have to stay seated looking at the video. So tip or first thing you have to do is make sure that your audio is off. Okay, and then from here, number one change that you can do is to sit up tall. Okay, so sit up straight. Okay, and then make sure you have both feet flat on your floor. Now, if your feet are not flat on the floor, maybe get a stool or your blocks so that your feet can press down. Okay, and then from here, okay, just let your hands be soft on your thighs or on your knees. And since this is a video on meeting, we can't really close our eyes. But you can still do your breathing exercises. Okay? Again, making sure that your audio is off. While in your meeting, you'll just take a big breath in through the nose. And then a big breath out through the nose. Okay. And then you'll just do that several times. Slowly inhale as you sit up tall, and then slowly exhale. And then notice how your shoulders feel. One more round, slow inhale, and slow exhale. Okay, so still staying in this position. What you can do a few hand releases or wrist releases, but making sure that your movements are not captured by your meeting. So you'll interlace the fingers, and then from here, you'll just draw circles at the wrists. Okay? It can be as slow as you like. Okay? And then still breathing here. And then make sure you go the other direction, drawing circles in the opposite direction. And then from here, okay, if it's not captured by your online meeting, okay, you can do waves. Okay? You can do waves at the hands so that we can do more releases at the wrists. Okay? And then go the other direction. Okay? So notice that I'm doing this slightly lower than my chest. So trying to position this where the movements are not captured in your live meeting. Okay. And then from here, you can do a few handshakes. Okay, shake it off. And then we'll go ahead and rest your hands again on the thighs. Okay. For this next set of stretches, we'll do it for your legs. Okay. You can hold on to your chair. And then what you can do, you can start to lift the legs up. Know that this will work your quads and it will also work your core. Okay. And then as you exhale, you can slowly release, lower it down. As you inhale, we'll start to extend the knees. Nice. Exhale, lower down. Okay. If you want a little bit of a challenge while in your live meeting, what you can do as you inhale, so find the zipper, you'll start to extend the legs, hold here. Okay. And then as you exhale, you'll just let your feet hover. Okay, the toes can be flexed. One more breath. On the next inhalation, we'll start to extend again. And then exhale, release. And then several variations that you can do with this. You can lift one leg up. Maybe do alternate leg lifts from here. Okay. And then you'll slowly release. Another stretch that you can do, because oftentimes when you're seated for a long time, is that your hips will feel tight or feel achy. Now, you'll try to do this, I guess, with as minimal movements that won't be very distracting for the people in your meeting, okay? Especially if you're not leading your meeting. What you can do, okay? So you'll bring your, we can do a warrior two on your chair, okay? So you'll bring your left thigh, hold on to the chair, you'll extend the right leg out, but make sure that your left thigh is still on the chair, okay? So notice that my trunk is still facing the laptop, so the people in the meeting can still see you, okay? You can hold on to any part of the chair, okay? And then from here, really reach that right leg back, okay? And then as if you're wanting to press that hip forward, so we get that nice stretch here at the front of your hip, okay? And then maybe smile in your meeting as you breathe, okay? If it's not necessary for you to engage in your meeting, just make sure that your audio is off, okay? One more breath here, and then exhale, we'll slowly release, okay? Now make sure you do that on the other side, okay? You'll start to extend the left leg out, okay? Make sure that your right thigh is supported by the chair, and then as you reach that left leg out, okay, your left hip can press forward any amount, okay? You can sort of lean back on your chair so that we stretch the front of the left thigh. Okay. And then breathe. You can hold this stretch for as long as you like or alternate each leg. Okay. And then from here, we'll slowly come back to center. Okay. So notice we're still seated because again, this sequence that we're doing is for when you cannot turn off your video in your live meeting. Another stretch that you can do for the hips while on your chair, okay? So you'll start to let your right leg hang away from the chair. But make sure your left hand is pushing down on your seat so that as you exhale, you can extend your right leg back, okay? And then this will give you that nice stretch again for the front of the hip, okay? And then notice the more you press the right hip forward and then extend that right leg back, okay? Breathe towards this area. Okay. Maybe looking at your meeting and still smiling. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, you'll slowly release. Now make sure you do that on the other side. Okay. Ground your right foot in front and then start to extend the left leg back. So make sure that your right palm is anchoring you down on your chair. Otherwise, you'll fall off. Okay. Hold here and breathe. You can press your hips forward any amount so that we get that stretch at the front of the left thigh and the left hip. Then one more breath in, and then exhale, we'll slowly release. Okay, come back to center. Maybe sit up tall, okay, for the duration of your meeting. Again, you can always use a few breathing exercises as you stay in front of your live Zoom meeting. Okay. So again, if you find yourself either getting sleepy or getting tired, or you're starting to slouch again or being unattentive in your meeting, know that any of those exercises or the drills that we just did can help give you that re-energized or refreshed feeling for your meeting. So I hope you enjoyed. Namaste. So I hope you enjoyed or got a few tips on what you can do in your Zoom meeting with your video on. So make sure to also check out my class on movements or stretches that you can do while you're in your Zoom meeting with your video off. So I would like to thank you for watching. This is Ever Yoga by Jo and Daya, sharing everyday yoga for everybody.